we'd like to welcome you
to a little place that we think is really cool.
Let's talk about the music, let's have a laugh.
You already know what it is.
It's the Plug
Podcast. It's the Plug Podcast. It's the Plug Podcast. You already know who it is. So why are we still singing this? Let's get on with the Plug Podcast.
Hello and welcome back.
Hey, sorry. I panicked for a second because I was like, I'm supposed to talk, but no, you say a few more things.
To the Plug Podcast.
There we go.
If you didn't know who it was, I'm Josh Taylor.
And I'm Diego Barraza.
And today we are here over the interwebs with a very special guest. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Monique. Monique Pym. I'm from the band Reliqa. Thank you for having me. The intro song is adorable.
Thanks for coming.
We try.
We're wearing white t-shirts.
Yeah, we are. We're really matching today.
So good.
Not for any particular reason, but we are wearing white t-shirts.
No, I was going to quickly just off the bat mention how flawless that intro was. No, like the fact we're doing this over the internet, no one has an excuse now for fucking it up.
That was one of the grades, I will say.
Everyone always times it so poorly.
Yeah.
I thought that I came in too early. There was a gap,
It's honestly, it's like just like a 2-bar thing, and then
it's just
it's the plug.
If I'd had the rehearsal time, that thing could have been absolutely smashed.
Even tighter.
That's a great point. Maybe we should start like
rehearsals.
No, we should start doing a bit where we were like, I thought you were like, we sent you the song like a week.
Oh,
yeah,
that would torture so many people. I feel like it's good having people be thrown off. I think that's part of the charm. It'll always be unique every time.
Well, because we give everybody a practice go, and I think like 8 out of 10 people do significantly better on the practice for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. But, when you're in it, when you're in the arena, it's just...
Yeah, maybe you should throw out the practice. Just chuck them in blind.
No practice.
Practice.
All right, this is what you're going to do, and we're recording, by the way. We're in it. No, we've got intro songs for every segment.
Oh, yeah,
Let's play this one. No, that's all right.
I always forget.
No, I forgot as well.
Okay, here it goes.
What would you like to plug about yourself? Yeah.
Nice. That one's pretty
lovely.
That is a great song. I think all of us.
We've been reviewing all of the songs that we recorded for the like little bits and stuff. A lot of them are not very good, but
this one's definitely making the hottest 100 this year.
Yeah. That's what we want. We're gonna drop it soon, so we'll look out. No, but the question asked, what would you like to plug about yourself? So what?
I mean, I think probably my band. I guess that's probably
choice.
what a lot of people say. So I don't want to be basic, but yeah.
I think it's kind of the point. So
yeah. I wonder, I do wonder if you get someone on the podcast who, is very clearly of a band, and you're there to talk to them about their band, and then they're like, actually, so I want to plug my my like dry cleaning business. So, just create like
fucking awesome.
advertising opportunities.
If somebody comes to us with 20 minutes of dry cleaning material, like that's pretty good.
I'd be like, let's go. Let's do it. Lock in.
Yeah. So
no, but Reliqa, tell us about Reliqa.
Well, it's me. I actually haven't had to do this for a little while.
That's right.
Reliqa is me, and my guitarist Brandon, and my bassist Miles, and my drummer Ben.
Yes.
We are, we're based out of Sydney, as probably, most people listening to this also are.
Sydney-based podcast.
Yeah, we play what most people would call progressive metal, alternative metal type thing, and I mean, gosh, it's hard to introduce. We've got...
Nah, I get it, but...
Yeah,
That's the gist,
I wasn't sure how much, like, prerequisite knowledge people would be coming into this with. Like, where do I start? So I was born in 1999.
Well, I mean, I don't think people are going to come in with prerequisite knowledge of the hospital you came out of.
Yeah.
But we can start there for sure.
But I mean, as long as people know who the band Reliqa is,
I'm a Liverpool hospital baby myself. Anyone else?
Nice. Well, I'm actually Central Coast born and raised. Reliqa actually started out more or less as a Central Coast band. But Sydney, as a lot of Central Coast bands do, they either deviate towards Sydney or towards Newcastle. We're definitely more Sydney inclined, especially because that's where the majority of the shows happen. And now half of the band lives in Sydney, as you know, as that always happens to coasties. But I refuse. I'm very much enjoying my time on the coast. And
in my brain, Central Coast is Newcastle.
I mean, pretty much. And I enjoy Newcastle. I'd probably be more likely to migrate to Newcastle as opposed to Sydney. Yeah. But you know, when you sort of become more of a band that aligns more with like you sort of working professionally as a business, the distance doesn't matter so much. I found, like, you know, we plan things accordingly and it works out. Yep. So it's you know,
you get used to it over time.
Definitely,
as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And the internet helps, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
You can just do stuff like this, you know.
Thank God for the internet.
We had plenty of practice over the last.
Imagine if we
years.
were like, just come into Barangaroo. You're good for 7 o'clock.
Yeah, no worries. See that, mate.
Yeah, see you there.
2 hour drive. No worries. I'll get there. Yeah.
2.5 hour train ride.
No, yeah. It's always fun to do podcasts for people who don't live in Sydney, you know.
Yeah.
Like we had like a Perth band on earlier in the year, which was like really exciting.
I still talk to them.
Yeah,
as well.
honestly, like it's just fun to just make friends who live 6 hours away. You know,
is that how far it is?
I think so.
That's far.
Wait, is that? No, I don't really. Maybe like 3.
5.
I don't know how far. 5.
We flew last year. It's about 5 hours, but it's funny. It's actually like only 3.5 on the way back, or at least it was for us because of the wind.
What?
Is it the wind or the rotation of the Earth?
Oh, look, I don't. Actually, you might be right.
Both.
It might be the rotation of the Earth.
Both.
Maybe
No, I just said both.
All I know is that the flight home was a lot more pleasant than the flight there.
Okay.
I had a friend who flew home from Japan yesterday, and apparently it was just the worst flight. It was just the shakiest flight, just for hours.
That sucks.
That sucks.
It's rough. They couldn't serve food because they were worried about like people getting like burnt and stuff.
Damn.
So they just like
starved.
so they just sat there for fucking who knows long.
That stinks.
From
That
Japan
sucks.
to Australia.
Yeah, that does suck. At least it's not
That's
like the longest flight in the world, but yeah.
No, it's not heaps long, but gosh.
All right, let's talk more Reliqa, but
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
because I like so you say you're progressive metal. I'm not like the biggest metalhead, but I do dabble and into the metal realm. But I really like your style of music because I feel like it doesn't just sit into like one subgenre, I guess you can say. It's like obviously it's all metal, but like I feel like it's definitely got like elements of like
elements.
new metal.
Yeah.
I hear a lot of new metal in there.
Yeah.
Like you're like rapping a lot on some of the songs, which is so sick.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
That's right.
You're absolutely right. I mean, I sort of choked a little bit in the introduction because I was like, actually, how deep do we dive into this yet? But like now, because I do think that that's kind of a like something that we're establishing for ourselves, definitely a bit of a nameplate that we're earning. And one of like in the past interviews that I've done, the main like sort of thing that comes up at the very get-go is like, so what are you? You know what I mean? Like even like some of the more like heavy inclined people that I chat to or that we chat to, categorizing our music tends to be kind of difficult, and like I'm fully with you, and like I've definitely struggled with that for a while over the past few years. But I've definitely started to like lean into it a bit more, like with our latest body of work, I Don't Know What I Am, the EP that we released last year. Oh, thank you. The title sort of like pays a bit of a homage to that idea, like the I don't know what I am. It's kind of like, it's, you know, like
true. That's really cool.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you know, for lack of a better term, it's sort of that like like genre bending, like what people like to call genre bending, quote unquote. But it's not necessarily like an intentional thing. It's sort of like we're making music that we want to hear, and
absolutely,
which is the best.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely something that a lot of artists should feel comfortable to do.
Absolutely,
because it creates the most inspired work, and
exactly.
With our newer material, we definitely like we're starting to establish ourselves more in a particular direction, but there still is that kind of like ambiguity to us. I think it's hard to look at it from like my lens because I just hear us. But it's interesting hearing it from other people's perspectives because they say, oh, it's this, it's that. Oh, it reminds me of so-and-so and stuff. And like, oh, that's really cool. But that might not have been what we were thinking when we created it. So, yeah.
Absolutely. It's great to have that many perspectives.
I'm just curious, but did nu metal sort of like cross your mind when you were making it at all? Like, especially like the latest EP. Was that something that like...
Well, I feel like nu metal is definitely one that always will sort of be sitting in the...
Nu metal always lingers.
Yeah, sitting somewhere in the background. It'll definitely be an inspiration for a long time. Whether it was a conscious inspiration, that is sort of like a different question. Like I wouldn't say that I set out to be like, oh yeah, I want to create a nu metal record or something like that. But it's definitely an inspiration. Like I've always, especially with the rap that I do. Like, look, I mean, a big reason why I even rap in the first place is because I can't scream.
I see.
And that's not to say that like I feel like I'm lacking. It's not to say that I feel like I'm lacking something. It's more just I kind of enjoy the limitation behind it. It's like, okay, we write heavy music. People are going to be expecting because it is kind of metalcore inspired, like definitely, especially Brandon, like our guitarist, he has a big heavy involvement in the kind of quote unquote heaviness of our music, and a big inspiration of his is metalcore. So songs like Safety on the record, like where we got Sean involved, Sean Harmanis from Make Them Suffer, like I'm sure that there are going to be people who plug. Plug. Hit
the ding.
I have a little sound for when somebody gets plugged. Ready?
Done. Nice. There you go. Make Them Suffer. Go listen to them.
Yes.
They're great.
Yeah, but basically like just songs like that definitely are more metalcore inclined. And if you're listening to metalcore, it's like 99% of it has harsh vocals involved. And
exactly, yeah.
So, this is just kind of my interpretation of that within my own skill set, and it's also just kind of sick. Like it's just fun. Like,
it's just like
it's also kind of sick.
Oh, hello everyone. It is post-production Diego here. Just to give you a quick heads up, we had to deploy our emergency audio for the end of this segment as our main piece of equipment stopped recording without notice, but we luckily have this backup ready that we absolutely intended to capture because we are organized and professional. Unfortunately, our cool fail-safe audio deployment means the video is out of sync, and look, that's just something we're all going to have to live with. Okay, thanks, bye.
It opens up our listenership to a whole bunch of new people, sure. I think, because that's a different kind of like you said, nu metal fans will enjoy that. So yeah.
Absolutely.
I, as a nu metal fan, I can say I enjoy it.
You're talking to John Nu Metal.
I am John Nu Metal.
I love that.
No,
I really like it. And I think it's important in a very sort of, the scene in Sydney and in Melbourne, I don't know how much in Brisbane, but like even up towards the Central Coast and Byron and stuff like that. I think like the heavy music sort of scene, I think it's very, I don't want to say like important, but it's nice to have something that sets you apart in that way.
Important would be right for you to say important because, it is quite a big pond and it's easy to stay a little fish in that big pond.
It's quite saturated.
Very oversaturated. Yeah, absolutely. And that's not to say that all those individual bands in said big pond aren't doing absolutely sick things, but it's because it's so oversaturated that you really need to pick something about your music and like bring something to the table that people are going to notice. So this has been helping us so far. Like the ambiguity of our sound definitely works in our favor at the moment, so we're sort of leaning into it.
I think you'd rather be like unidentifiable than like the same as everybody else, I suppose.
I think
like in a way where it's like you're able to draw lots of inspiration from something and become your own thing rather than like I guess
just be that thing.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. My something that comes up pretty much every podcast is the name Relic, not Reliqa. Every episode, like so Reliqa. What's up with that name, right?
Come on, guys.
No. What are we doing?
I'll start bringing it up now. But I thought it would be best to hear it from you. What's up with the name Reliqa? Why Reliqa? Any particular reason? Because some people are just like, oh, we were driving to a gig and we were talking about monkeys.
So with the monkeys. Well, there's definitely a story behind it. It's kind of like one of those cute little things, I guess. It starts the same way that any band name origin story starts, like just a bunch of kids in high school. We are a band that originated in high school. That's a fun little awesome tidbit of information that I should have probably put somewhere in the intro, but it's here now.
Shout out high school.
It started out we were starting to realize, after so many years of jamming in the garage, maybe we should actually do something with this, starting to go to more gigs and stuff. So we're trying to figure out a name, and at the time we were in, I think, year 11, and we were studying John Donne poetry. John Donne is a metaphysical poet. None of that really matters to the story, but that's just what we were studying. We were all kind of
nerd stuff.
We're all kind of English inclined. That was cool. It's cool. There's a plug for you, John Donne.
John Donne. Wow. I think our first ever metaphysical poet plug for sure. Shout out John Donne.
Hope you enjoy
Check him out. SoundCloud, Spotify, Tidal, Deezer.
Oh my god! Well, and he's got a poem called "The Relic," but because it's it's written in more traditional Old English, I think it is spelt Relique. Look, bada bing, bada boom.
You saw and you're like,
we were actively trying to find a name at this point, so we'd gone through a bunch of shit ones, and one of us came to the table and said, "Oh, this poem is cool. Let's work with it." And Reliqa came out of it. So yeah.
Do you remember any of the shit ones?
They've definitely been
refused to tell,
pushed down to a dark place of my subconscious.
Where they belong.
Yeah,
where they belong.
You need to hypnotize me or something do that. You are feeling very sleepy, to get them out of me.
Just spike you with some hard ayahuasca. Have a shaman in the background.
And you probably just get really basic metalcore names. You know what I mean? Verb the noun type names.
Yeah, verb the noun is great.
Verb the noun is fantastic.
Verb the noun is perfect. Yeah.
I wanted to quickly talk about. I know you guys have a really crazy upcoming show.
Yes.
Oh yeah. We should talk about that.
Well, I just figured we should.
Maybe. That's a plug.
It's what we're all about.
It's coming up.
Yeah, it's a plug. Babymetal.
Babymetal show at
Horton. That is so unreal.
That's a ding.
That's a ding.
That's a ding. So tell me, the email comes through. Hey guys, just spoke with Babymetal. You're going to be supporting them at Horton Pavilion. What's that like? Do you pass out shit?
Yeah, I know. I was in bed at the time when we found out about it. It was early in the morning. I was just getting up. It was one of the first. I was just scrolling whatever before I got out of bed, and it was fully out of a movie. I got a message from our manager Chris, and he's
shut up.
Oh yeah, shout out Chris. Yeah, shout out Chris and Josh, because Chris and Josh, Open Door Management, our beautiful managers.
Nice. Oh, the goats.
Absolute goats. Yes. Chris sends a message to our group chat and says hey guys, before I send this through on the on emails, are you happy to see an offer? It felt very would you like to see this offer? It was very sliding the sticky note across the table.
I'm good. Goes back to
would
sleep.
you be happy to see an offer for Babymetal? And I fully shot up out of bed. Eureka! It was,
springboard.
And immediately what I do is I call hey Siri, call. Oh, I really hope Siri doesn't actually try and get.
Everybody look your phones.
I immediately called Brandon, because Brandon, the only thing you need to know about this situation is since high school, Brandon's Instagram handle has been Brandy Metal. He's
So
obsessed
cool.
with Babymetal. He was
Yeah,
the
right
guy. You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the
He was
Baby
John
Metal guy.
Babymetal. Yeah.
Babymetal. Yeah, that's him. And so I was just, I knew he'd be asleep. I had to wake this guy up. This immediately had to happen. And
Yeah.
I didn't get on to him, but he did like wake up very shortly after and like immediately be like, yes, we're doing this. Like, I don't care what the rest of the band says, we're doing this. And I was the exact same. Like, I just like keyboard spammed, like, you fucking kidding me? Yes.
Yeah.
Like, it was pretty surreal. Yeah, not only the band, like I've definitely grown super fond of Babymetal. I was gonna go to the show. Brandon already had tickets.
Yeah.
I was on the verge of buying tickets, and then the offer came through, so it was perfect. And yeah, it's not only the band, but it's also just the rooms that we get to play, like, on this tour. It's going to be, like, Margaret Court Arena. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Shit, yeah, that's insane. Yeah.
It's definitely a milestone. We've been preparing, like, a really, really good set. It's 45-minute set, so we really get our time on the stage. And we're just making sure that we go,
exciting.
like, proper right on.
Yeah, just nail it.
Yeah,
Just absolutely nail it. Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely some exciting things happening at that show. You know, not too much that I can say, but there is one little surprise that we've got in our set, which should be quite cool. That's like a secret plug.
Wow. How do we do a
Yeah.
secret plug? Like,
Well, speaking of plugs, we got a couple minutes. What we do at the end of like the plug segment is we let you go crazy and just shout out.
I'm gonna keep my finger on the
Okay.
ding trigger, and you just
So these are
plug
just all the
everything and
people who
everyone.
are fucking awesome. Yeah, all right.
Anybody,
Yes.
anything and anybody. Like,
Could be
All right.
your
Oh,
dry
the
cleaner.
Your dry cleaner.
Yeah, look, I don't have one. I'm not rich, so.
Yeah, fair enough. Plug
Who has a
the
dry
rich.
cleaner? Like, not only goes to the dry cleaner,
Yeah.
but a dedicated dry cleaner. Anyway. Okay.
a dedicated dry cleaner.
Oh, well, obviously, in case this hasn't already been plugged, the band Reliqa. That's me, Miles,
Yeah.
Brandon,
Yeah, let's go.
and
Let's send it
Ben. Shout out to our producer, Chris Blancato. Some people listening to this
Damn.
might know Chris.
Cool,
He's
wasn't it?
incredible. We've been working really hard together lately on new music, and it's been brilliant.
Did he do the EP?
Yeah, he did the EP. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, he rocks.
He's amazing.
He's cool.
Really, really good. And
Yeah.
he's doing our upcoming work, so more cool stuff
Awesome.
there.
Good.
Shout out
Lots of cool
to our production team, Kai Blomley and Mel Thompson. Those guys are awesome.
Ding.
They're coming on tour with us.
Shout out.
For Babymetal.
Oh, yeah.
What'd you say? Sorry.
Are they nervous?
Are
Oh my
they
God. Are they nervous?
Oh, I mean, like, they're absolute G's. Like, they're like,
Yeah.
I mean, I did have, like, a very fun moment, like, when I got to message them, like, hey, like, this is the next thing. Are you free? Do you want to do it? And because I messaged them both, like, DM'd at, like, the same time.
Yeah.
But they're actually housemates, so they got it at the same time anyway.
Oh, great. Nice.
And
Good.
I got, like, oh my God, and like, bro, and like caps lock everything. And it was just brilliant.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yes, very excited. Shout out to some of my
Yeah, it's hard to do it on
favorite
the spot, isn't it?
photographers in the scene.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Darcy
Do
Goss, Beth Morrison,
Ding. Ding.
Ivan Sarayavong.
Wow,
I know.
that's such a cool
Did
last
I
name.
get? I really hope I pronounced that right. But Ivan is.
I don't know his
It
last name.
sounded right to me.
Ivan's a G.
Oh my gosh, there's so many good ones. But like those three are like hitting up our tour. Oh, Sean Williams up in Brisbane. Colin Jeffs. I know that like he did our music video for Safety. He's a G.
Awesome.
Yeah. I did
Well
my
done.
best.
Well done. That was a
There's
solid plug.
Definitely people.
That was a solid-
I already
solid
shouted out
plugging.
our managers. They're awesome. Oh, shout out Jaden Roy,
Yeah,
Destroy All Lines. He's our agent.
Destroy All Lines. Yep.
I mean, securing absolute
Damn,
bangers,
bangers.
like the show. Yeah.
Snaps for Jaden.
Snaps for
Snaps.
Jaden, yes.
Snaps for Raiden.
Oh, what a guy. All right, well, if that's the plugs,
Oh shit.
then we'll ride this one out into the next segment.
So-
We have like little songs we play.
Absolutely, I can't wait to hear it.
Here we go.
Welcome back to the Plug Podcast. I'm your guest, Monique Kim.
Nice.
That's the kind of initiative we bloody need.
Yeah, that's what we need. We always
And you are,
really
and
struggle.
I'm here today with Joss and Diego, but
Hey.
in fact, I
Thanks for
have
having us.
taken the driver's seat right now because I'm doing the intro to this segment.
Wow. Thanks for having us, Monique. It's a pleasure. Love your show.
Oh,
your
pleasure's
show.
all mine.
Call in all the time. I'm the one that says, Maddie, please take me back. I'm the one that always says that over the show. So, just,
What?
You know. So Maddie, if you're listening to this, please take me back.
Maddie's just sitting over there really confused.
Anyway,
don't worry.
just a little bit for you guys. Welcome back to the second segment.
We're going to play anher song.
You got it? Do you see it?
Where is it?
To your left? Up?
Oh, this one? Yeah. Okay, sweet. We're going to play this song.
What album are you plugging today?
That one needs like...
That one sounds a bit crunchy.
Yeah, we need to redo
was
the
good.
vocals.
Yeah,
just a couple things.
it's okay. It's written well, but it's just recording.
It's about the
Oof.
That'll be
performance,
like
you know?
top
Yeah.
hottest 200.
yeah, okay, I'll cop that. Hey man, we're getting radio play. Just be
Dude,
happy
no,
about that.
it's the yeah, nah. Hey, hottest 200, respect. Usually better than the hottest
Yeah.
100.
Honestly,
For
so
real.
true. Like, people are going to be like, wow, it didn't make the 100. Fucking lame.
Damn.
And all that shit.
But
you know?
realistically. So do you want to introduce this album that this wonderful album that you've so humbly plugged to us?
Yes. So this is an album by a band called Deadlights. It's called The
Ah.
Uncanny Valley. Deadlights are a band from Brisbane.
Brisbane.
So,
didn't
you
know
know,
it was from-
pretty close to home in the grand scheme of albums that might be plugged on this
Big time.
mighty podcast. And I think that that's a pretty cool opportunity because what are we doing here if not plugging? So
Exactly.
plugging away.
And a band from Brisbane.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it always feels good to go local, you know?
Yeah.
For an
Well,
album.
as local as the
See, that's the thing, right? When you there's kind of this stigma around like local, which just automatically implies subpar quality. You know, like what is
yeah.
it that
Yeah, so true.
distinguishes the quality between a local band, quote unquote, and like an established artist, like internationally touring, etc.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I really think that line is completely blurred here. Like I don't like.
Yeah.
Whenever I get asked like, oh, like your favorite bands and whatever, Deadlights are 100% one of them. And they sit up there with bands like System of a Down, like amongst my favorite bands, like not like
Yeah,
similar
of course.
to, but like amongst
Yeah,
my favorite
yeah.
bands, System of a Down, etc., etc. And I really think that this album is such a great testament to like the quality that quote unquote local bands can
Local
produce.
bands. Yeah.
And I mean, I'm saying local band very like loosely as well because they're doing really big things. They went on tour with
Absolutely.
Polaris recently.
Yeah. you
Plot in You, I think, as well. So you know they're
Sick.
doing the big rounds.
They're doing
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, it's hard. It's always hard to be like, oh, local band. Like, because I mean, I said that and they're from Brisbane. They're not local
Yeah.
to me. You know what I mean?
yeah, no, but like, you know, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, they would have been local to somebody.
Yeah, I mean they
absolutely.
played.
Every band's
I
local.
mean, if there are any coasties listening, I remember that they played ECP, which is just a tiny like shoebox.
I think I played at
venue
ECP before.
Yeah, you've been there.
I think I played
Oh,
there
you
before.
played there?
like,
Oh, well, yeah. It's such a staple to the Central Coast. It's not really like a thing anymore, but it's like the pinnacle, like local show that you go on
Yeah.
a Friday night, like kick around
Absolutely.
on the parking lot. Yeah, I remember they played there a couple 5 years ago or so. Yeah, no, they're definitely local to some.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I suppose if you're thinking of it as a bit of a spectrum, you know, they're like they're still climbing the ladder.
Absolutely.
But
yeah.
yeah, the album is just an absolute masterclass in, I'm going to call it somewhere between metalcore and progressive metal, you know, kind
Sure.
of like where Reliqa sits in some ways. But I wouldn't necessarily compare the two. But oh my gosh, I could talk about this album for hours. I'm very excited to
Well,
dive
luckily
into
we
it.
got a whole 15 minutes to talk about it. So
Amazing.
let's get right
Call
in.
me crazy.
Go
Call me
into it.
crazy. Jump right into it. Do you have a favorite song?
Shit.
Ooh,
All right.
look, it's one of those situations where it changes all the time.
Yeah.
Reasonable.
The lead single off that album, Born of a Lie, is Absolutely amazing. Like, because that's what got me into listening to the album in the first place,
yeah.
the lead single. All the singles are actually quality. Like, The
What
King
else
of
is a single
Nowhere
of this
is definitely a top track as well. In fact, I think that the only reason that I didn't immediately call that my number one is because I over-listened to it. I listened to it so much when it was my favorite. It was just on repeat. So I don't think it's like my favorite anymore. But
Fair enough.
also like just underrated tracks on there, like Frozen Over, the closing track is just beautiful.
Yeah, nice.
Oh my God,
yeah.
the whole album is so good. I haven't listened to it in a while. I think I'm going to listen to it tomorrow.
Nice. Call me a normie, all right? But I love Schedule 1, and I feel like that's probably like one of the more popular ones.
Interesting. Right? I mean, probably, but I wouldn't have put that on my list. But now thinking about it, I can definitely get behind it.
The main part that sticks out to me is the vocals. And I think like the vocals are fantastic all over this entire thing. But I think on that one, it really stands out. Because like he's like hitting notes and I'm like, holy fuck, bro.
Yeah,
like,
that's
how are you
Tynan.
doing that?
The clean vocalist, Tynan, unless we're talking about Dylan,
No, I think I'm definitely talking about the clean vocalist.
He's absolutely incredible. He's also like, oh my God, sorry. Oh, shout out to Tynan. Shout out to the band. But plug. But like,
plug.
Forgive me, Tynan, if you are somehow listening to this. I can't remember if he's the guitarist or the bassist, but he's a guitarist for the band as well. So he does vocals and like he does that. He wails and he's an untapped resource. He's incredible.
Both of the vocalists.
Oh, and Dylan. Actually, we fun little fact about like one of our interactions with Deadlights. We when we premiered our song Safety, we were going on the Monolith tour with Carnival and Cog and Ocean Grove and stuff. It was an incredible tour. But we were kicking off that tour in Brisbane like 2 days after Safety had come out. So because the song has a feature, we wanted to like get a different artist in each city.
Cool.
Sick.
And I started out by reaching out to Dylan because he's absolutely incredible. And I was like, hey, do you want to jump up for Safety? And he did. And it was great.
That's awesome.
Damn, that sounds cool.
It was really, really good. And that was probably a one-time thing, unless we make it happen again. We'll see.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I hate it when people tell me cool anecdotes because I'm like, I wanted to be there.
It was really sick and it's never going to happen again. And
hey, never say never.
Suck shit.
No, I really love Dylan was the
screams.
Yeah,
the scream vocalist is
such like a pleasant sound. I know that that might sound like weird for harsh vocals, but if you listen to a lot of heavy music, you probably like get what I mean when I say it's like pleasing to the ear. Like it's just
it's very like refined. You know, it's it sort of reminds me of what's his name? Sam from Architects.
It's got like a similar register. It cuts through exactly like how you need it to dynamically, but it's also got like just it just hits all the right notes. I don't know. It's great.
Absolutely.
I think it's just, I mean, it's a combination of the vocals and how they sort of like sit on top of all the instrumentation and the writing and stuff.
That's what
like
works,
that.
you know?
It's good.
Like, I think it's like such a bad stigma around like harsh vocals, I suppose you can say. And I guess just like harsh music in general.
Sure.
But like, you know, where people are like, oh, they're just screaming or whatever. But I'm like, shit, that like
you do it.
It's artistry. It's definitely artistry.
It's so fucking hard. And like I listen to like a lot of like noise music and stuff like that, and it's just like I don't know, some stuff just scratches your brain
For
the
real.
right way.
Yeah.
You know?
It's cathartic
and
it definitely helps get across the ideas. Like I mean that the album like it explores so many like hard hitting. It's just such like hard hitting material.
It provokes
not only
a lot of
through like sonically
like, emotion.
but emotionally. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I mean, the Uncanny Valley pretty much like sums it up. Like, it's very
exactly. I love the album.
Oh, it's sick, right? Yeah, I wish I had someone to plug for that. I don't know who did it.
We'll ding it anyway, but
whoever
go check it out. The Uncanny Valley Deadlights artwork is very
It's
good.
really good.
Oh,
yeah,
it's very good.
It's a pretty dark album, and it's just kind of weird. Like that's the thing I like about it. It's got like weirdness. Like there's a song like Electrodrome somewhere in the middle of the album that's like it's really wacky and it's got this kind of like it's like, where the fuck am I? Kind of like it feels very, and that's the kind of shit that I really enjoy too. Like especially when it breaks up an album that's generally quite easy to listen to. Like, you know, it's like its own moment. I love that sort of thing.
Yeah. I feel like there's quite a few of these quite a few of those like moments on this album, and they're all kind of different. I think like it's another band similar to Reliqa, may I say, where it's like they do have like this particular element that, I mean, in this album anyway, it's the only one I've listened to, but in this album it has like just these particular little, like, you know, just little dashes and elements of just like what the fuck is going on.
I mean,
like it reminds me of like your music, where it's like the first track off your EP. What's it called again?
I don't know what I am.
It's
the title track.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it just the lead single?
title,
Like, there's like a section at the end of that where it just goes like electronic.
Yeah.
And it's like more shit like that.
That's immediately the section that I thought of when you were talking about those, like, what the hell is going on.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's probably like the main standout point for that EP that does that. So yeah, I very much appreciate moments like that.
I do like just to take it back, I do like the notion of like sitting down and being like, oh, what are we going to do? Why are we doing it? Let's do this weird little section. Why? Because it's kind of sick.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
that's kind of it.
You think of someone like, look, just because we don't bring them up enough, but like think of someone like the greats of like new metal or like metal in general, like Linkin Park, you know, where like they have like full just instrumental songs off their albums that are not a metal song at all. It's just Joe Hahn going crazy on the deck.
What you said, Diego, I reckon that's kind of sick. Is like the perfect rationale for like anything that you do in music. Like, hey, that's kind of sick.
Yeah.
Like,
that's kind of, hey, that's kind of sick.
Exactly. If it's kind of sick, do
plug
it.
that's kind of sick as like a phrase.
Nice. Yeah, great.
I'll plug that's kind of sick.
It's a great mantra to move forward with. Just like if you ever question it, is it kind of sick?
It's kind of sick.
Do it.
Move. Go ahead. I say green light.
I think
what
that
else
if
do
you're
you
sort
need?
of interpreting that, it's like it's just those moments of excitement in music, like sparking joy, kind of thing.
The light bulb.
Yes, exactly.
It's the light bulb. Yeah,
for sure.
Of the creative process. It's a whole freaking. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. Just, do you have a favorite track?
Well, honestly, this happens all the time, but I was going to say Born of a Lie.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
But that's right. I'll go schedule one. That will be my new one.
You must be like, I don't know how many episodes we've done this year, but you must be like maybe 10 like bang on same as the guest.
I think that's cool. You know, we share taste.
Yeah,
I mean,
cool, it says a lot. And like, I think because going into this album, I had no idea what like the lead singles were or anything. So I think, you know.
Neither did I.
Yeah.
Now that I know that Born of a Lie was a single, it makes
they're
sense.
singles for a reason. Like,
exactly.
You know,
and I would.
They're accessible.
Yeah, and I always love. Yeah, exactly. Like you listen to an album and you know you pick your favorite song, whatever. Of course, it's going to be the.
Also,
fucking
if
single.
you haven't already, go and watch the music video for that.
Oh, I haven't. I should.
True.
It's so good. Actually, I think they've got a couple music videos on this cycle, but that one is like the one that sticks out. I think it had like the highest budget and it was like full on production. It's so cool.
Great.
It's very like
Awesome.
Blade Runner 1984. Like
Sick.
it's very dystopian. Like it's.
Damn, I don't watch enough music videos. You know.
I bring it up kind of often. I just wish I watched more music videos because I feel like there's it's just like a whole other side that people spend so much money and time on.
and like it really gets to showcase, I guess, other people who are part of the industry. You know, like videographers.
Oh
and stuff like that.
yeah.
Important.
I mean, I plugged
And, like,
Colin Jeffs. He's a videographer. Yeah. Oh, he gets another one. There you go.
He gets a second game. Fuck
Some
it,
people
whatever.
are lucky.
We're off the rails.
But yeah, no, more music videos. So I'll watch those. I will do it.
Yeah, we're making a commitment now. right here, right now. Josh and I will watch more music videos. Maybe that's a thing we should get into, you know, on like when somebody plugs an album, you know, we're just like, okay, and now we check out one or two music videos as well as just listening to the album.
That part of your segment, you know, like, oh, and what's your favorite
Shit.
She's got to play
video as well? Like,
yeah, she's right. Let's let's talk about the music video for like a little bit. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, maybe we should make a game based
it's
around
the
music.
rage segment of the. Yeah.
That's actually a fucking great idea.
We're gonna just write some stuff down really quickly.
Pause.
No. But yeah, back to the album. Favorite. We've already done favorite tracks. Isn't that crazy? I feel like this is the time where we usually do favorite tracks.
Well, like because I came out the gates and I was like, Tell me your favorite track. Go do it.
Well, have you said what yours is?
Not really, actually. No, I haven't.
This guy.
I really like because the sort of the line between the opening track and Schedule 1 is very just like and next up. You know what I mean? So I feel like when you so the Uncanny Valley finishing and Schedule 1 starting is like a very
that's your favorite song?
It's a very prominent point in the album because it feels like I feel like it's a thing to do like the not introductory, but like Schedule 1 is where it really is just like, you know,
it's like you're on this train now. We're going, especially because Schedule 1 opens with that like rolling drum beat.
Yeah. You're like full momentum
full
at that
steam
point.
Ahead,
you know,
because the Uncanny Valley, the opening track is very like establishing the territory. Like it's very eerie and doomy and gloomy.
The concepts
and then
and
it's
the
like
themes
Schedule
and stuff
1,
like
boom,
that.
like we're here now. Like you've arrived in the Uncanny Valley. Like ooh,
big time. Yeah, so I think I would probably. It's hard to say Schedule 1 because I feel like so much of why it's my favorite I owe to the Uncanny Valley opening track. So
okay, you combine them.
I'm combining my favorite. Yeah. Opening.
Your favorite track is the transition between them.
Yeah.
It's the
last
favorite moment.
The last second of Uncanny Valley and then the first second of Schedule 1.
And that's so valid, you know, so valid.
It's I mean, when you put it in an album like that, I mean, that's how it was intended.
Exactly.
So I guess it's very easy for me to just be like, this moment right here, it's very sick. It's kind of sick.
Kind of sick.
But yeah, I mean, other tracks. Yeah, it's kind of sick.
It's kind of sick.
I like I See the Future. I think that's sick.
Oh, the
it's
like
kinda sick.
interlude.
Oh, yeah.
Again,
I just
more
think
sci-fi.
I love interludes. Yeah, I like blips and bloops, and I like interludes. So
that's so funny because the
like,
interlude on our EP is called Blip.
Yes.
Yeah, true.
It is
Shit.
I didn't mean to bring us back into the conversation. I just thought that was too perfect. You said like I like.
As soon as you said I See the Future, I was like, that's kind of like the Reliqa. Yeah. It's all tied.
It's all connected.
It's all connected. Wow. Yeah, it's a great album. 11 songs, 43 minutes.
Amazing.
First and foremost, let me get actually no. So I need to get thoughts out in the right order. I'm going to forget them. Do you have like, if you were to plug another sort of project by Deadlights, what would it be?
Oh yeah. I like that.
To be honest, this is like, if we're talking, like, I mean, I absolutely love their whole discography that I've heard. Their album Mesmer is really good as well.
It's just a debut, right?
Yeah, well, I think that's like the extent of like my knowledge of where they are. It's mainly just that album is like scores above like not only just what I've heard of them, but like what I've heard from like a bunch of similar bands. It's like it's peak for me. I mean, definitely check out the rest of their material. Mesmer is really good. Like a couple of like singles stand out to me. Like, I really enjoy Everything. It's not Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's Everything All at Once. Everything All at Once. It's a really good song. Also, Bathed in Venom is really good.
Yeah.
It's something that like it's funny because. Actually, speaking to Dylan, because I basically told him like when we met up at Monolith Festival, I just said, hey, by the way, I haven't had the chance to tell you yet. Uncanny Valley is, like, I was just gushing about the album. Like, dude, you created a masterpiece here. You don't understand how like good this is. I'm not just telling you, hey, like that's kind of sick. Like sick album, like that's cool. Like cool man, can I borrow your amp? I'm telling you, like this is a monumental piece that you've created here. And just chatting about it more, he was like, oh, like thank you. Like, he was really like happy to hear that. He was like, it actually didn't do as well as he was hoping, because they went in a direction that was different from their previous material. They were a bit more like punky, like kind of almost like shoegazy in a way, like some of their earlier I don't want to call it shoegaze because that's like you're gonna listen to it and be like, the fuck is wrong with you? That's not. Oh my god, that's not shoegaze. Like a bit more like mainstream punk, I think, or post
like noise
post-punk,
sort of
like kind of
post punk.
a bit like
I don't know what the fuck that means, but yeah, I'm into
nice sticker to slap
I
on.
don't know.
Yeah.
But then this one was a lot more like he just called it like kind of alien-y. Like they went kind of weird. Yeah. Like progressive a bit. Yeah. And he said that I think that a big part of the consensus that came out of it was like most people like more gravitated towards their earlier stuff. Whereas I was like the complete opposite. I was like, this has hit for me. Like, please keep doing it.
I think it's important. Yeah, because it's like if you enjoyed it this much, there's somebody else.
Oh, so many. Yeah, like in saying that, there's plenty of people who enjoy this album. Like,
of course.
I think it's more just because he sees the full side of it. He knows the transition between like their fan base beforehand and then their fan base now.
Exactly. You can't please everyone.
No,
though, you know?
exactly.
And like, as much as you're gonna like maybe lose fans, you're also gonna gain
exactly.
fans. Like,
new ones as well. Yeah. So I have two more questions. First one, I already know the answer, but I just want the people to know. What are your honourable mentions for possible plugs?
Oh, honourable mentions.
Tell us your honourable mentions.
Yeah, it was a big thing. I mean, especially because this isn't traditionally like a heavy music podcast, even though it's an everything podcast.
We're branching out.
I was thinking of plugging
this is me right now.
Little Sims, Sometimes I Might Be Introvert. Also, sub-honourable mention to her album Grey Area. It's brilliant.
I love that album.
Yeah, it's so good, right? So good.
I love all those.
Also, like a classic, an absolute staple. The System of a Down's Toxicity. That's a brilliant album. I've actually talked on another podcast about that album specifically. Here's a plug for you. The Educate Ebony podcast. Go and listen to all of them, but also go and listen to the episode where I talk about System of a Down Toxicity. If you care about that album, we go really deep into it.
Cool.
Sick. I love that.
Might be a listen on the drive tomorrow. Who knows? Last question. How did you come across the Uncanny Valley album? Like were you a fan of Deadlights, or like did you just know them through the scene, or what was like? What made you listen to the album, finish the album, and go, that was fucking sick?
That was kind of sick. They were on my radar beforehand. Yeah, either in a I mean, it's a little bit hazy. I think it's because I just knew them through people, through the community, through the heavy community. Yeah. We're all on each other's radars kind of in a way. I wouldn't say that I was necessarily a Deadlights fan beforehand, but like I liked some songs and like, they were in the sphere. But I think I just saw the marketing for Born of a Lie and I just chucked it on Spotify, like on my drive or whatever. And I was like, this is actually really good. And it stood above a whole bunch of metalcore songs that I was listening to at the time. And I just listened to it more, and then I got onto the next single. It was a very organic way of discovering the album. And then by the time the album was out, I was so hyped because all the singles were so good. And I remember listening to it on my drive to Newcastle Uni campus. And there, like, when you're driving by yourself and you're listening to an album and there's just something that hits different. It's just so like such a special, like kind of sacred moment. I remember hearing the song Pythia. And then like Tynan hits like the most insane high note at the end of the song. And I remember saying to myself out loud, like, fuck, like I was like, whoa, like it was kind of like so I caught myself off guard, like like in that like reality show The Voice where they like hit the button and they like turn around. Like, that was my moment of like hitting the button and turning
That's
around.
So funny.
That was your turn. That was your turning chair moment.
Exactly. Oh my God, yeah. It was very organic. I think that's a bit of a testament to their marketing. Like,
cool.
Hell yeah. Well, if anyone listening to this ever gets asked the question, where did you listen to that Deadlights album? You can be like, I heard Monique Pym plug it on the Plug podcast.
Yeah.
And that's a good segue to say, we're going to go to the next segment.
Sure. Yeah. It's an okay.
It was a good
segue.
Thank you. I said it was good as well because I think
two against one. We're going to listen to another little acoustic guitar to take us out of this segment.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Plug podcast. Monique gave me that idea to just introduce it normally. So here we are.
That's
We're
crazy.
Back. Thank you, Monique.
Who would have thought? Who would have thunk it? Just what are we doing this segment?
Oh, what aren't we doing? More like it.
Whoa.
No, we're playing a little game. Do you want to play the song?
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite songs. It's right there.
Okay, here's the song.
I have just a sense that the sky is a ginormous.
That's pretty good.
I love a good
I
ooh
love
la
that
la
sauce.
la.
Yeah, yeah.
It's giving
we went to
School of
town.
Rock.
We rinse the ooh la las on the segment songs. They are littered everywhere.
I'm pretty sure we try to do something like a bit different every
La la
single-
ooh la.
Yeah, we did la la ooh la. Yes,
That's prog.
That's right. That is prog. Holy shit.
That's prog.
No, we're playing Arsehole Assessment. If you didn't know how it's played, apparently if you explained it to Monique.
I've explained it to
But I'll
Monique.
explain it to the audience if you don't know. Basically, I go on this website. It's called Rate Your Music. It's the absolute
It is the cesspit of the music internet.
And a lot of people share lots of negative reviews about
What?
otherwise good albums.
Negative reviews?
Yeah.
What?
And a lot of them are really silly and stupid. So what I like to do is I pick them. I give you a bunch of options to pick from in terms of albums it could be, and then we see what happens.
Yep. It's a showdown.
I don't think anyone's ever got a perfect score, so aim for that.
That's what I'm going for.
I think 4 out of 5 is the highest.
I think at this point I've played the most out
Yeah.
of like everyone that's been on. So I think
I'm rooting for Diego in this one.
Okay, great. Thanks, I appreciate that. You can eat shit and die a hell.
Nice.
Thank you. It's
This guy
mind
doesn't
games.
fuck
Mind
around.
games.
This guy does not fuck around. All right. Should we
Win.
just get right into the first one?
Yeah, let's assess these
And-
assholes.
go.
And here's the thing I did that I think you're gonna like.
Just at the top of this before we recorded was like
everyone's been asking. Everyone's been asking, and I did it. I've got the usernames for every single person who's
nice.
left comments.
Great.
Some of them are pretty funny. Some of them are just normal usernames.
Okay, sure. Yeah. All right.
First user, his name's Chugga Chugga. That's a pretty funny
That's
one.
all right. Not bad. Thank you, Chugga Chugga, for submitting your review.
All right, Chugga Chugga, the arsehole, says, I appreciate the band utilizing more electronics and organizing their sound a bit, but I still find most of Redacted flirting with a menacing wokeness that sounds dorky as pretentious music can be. I don't see the hype of this album.
The old W
this
word.
Is this A, My Chemical Romance, Danger Days, The True Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys? B, Deftones, White Pony?
Wokeness.
C, Bring Me the Horizon, Post-Human, Survival
Ooh.
Horror? Or D, At the Drive-In, Relationship of Command?
Okay, now how do we give our answer? Like, is it like a 3-2-1 scenario or?
Usually we just let the guests go
You can
first.
go first.
But you guys can pick the same
Yeah,
thing.
Okay,
if you
it's
want.
up to you.
I think out of those, it's post-human survival horror. The wokeness
Kind of
is giving.
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel
wait.
like
Yeah. It's between that and Danger Days for me, but I think it's post-human. I don't think that either of the other two are woke. Like,
White Pony woke.
I don't think White Pony could
That's so
be
funny.
considered woke at all.
That's so funny. At the drive-in, there's a menacing wokeness here.
Sounds dorky as pretentious music can be. Oh, that's
What pretentious
Yeah,
music?
it's
What-
definitely Bring Me the Horizon. Oh,
That's what
but they've been
You
like
can pick the same
they've
thing.
been doing electronic stuff for a bit. I would have definitely thought it was Ammo, their album before.
No, yeah, I forgot about
But
that.
yeah,
album.
I'm gonna lock in.
Should
I'm
have
gonna lock
added
that
that.
in. Lock it in,
All right,
Jossie.
what are you
I
looking
kind of
at,
want to
Diego?
go for Bring Me the Horizon as well.
You can both
Yeah.
lock in Bring Me the
All right.
Horizon. It's totally legal. It's a legal play.
Yeah. Look, Danger Days doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It came out like more than 10 years ago.
Sure.
White Pony, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like-
wokeness is definitely too new of a term to have been used on any
but
of
like
the
they
others.
could, yeah. I don't sense wokeness in the other
Yeah.
albums.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, so we got we got two.
Two votes on Posthuman. Yeah.
Are you gonna drum roll or?
Oh yeah, hang on. Here we go. Ready?
You both wrong. It was Deftones. Deftones White
You're
Pony, bro.
kidding.
Nah, that someone said this about Deftones and I thought it was the dumbest thing I've ever
That
read.
really
the
is.
dumbest shit I've ever
maybe
heard
we
in
should
my
have been
life.
Is there
thinking
even-
more about how cesspit this website
Yeah,
is.
yeah. That's
like
like so now you have the context of the
Yeah.
website, right?
Yeah.
There's not
So-
even much like electronics on that album, is it?
I mean,
I think
like sure, like
I think what he's talking about is they use pedals
Yeah.
and delay on the
I
vocals.
mean, electronics is a very strong word here. Like,
yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
know if it meant like more like, I was like, I don't really know what that means, but I guess it's the fun of the
Yeah.
game.
He was like, they didn't plug in straight into an amp like AC/DC. So there's a menacing wokeness in this album. But- What the, wait,
yeah,
okay,
actually calling Deftones woke.
now that we know who it is, can you read the review one more time?
I appreciate the band utilizing more electronics and organizing their sound a bit, but I still find most of Redacted, Deftones, flirting with a menacing wokeness that sounds dorky as pretentious music can be. I don't see the hype of this album.
What a loser.
That does not pass.
Chugga Chugga.
What's his name?
don't-
Chugga Chugga does not
Chugga
pass the
Chugga.
vibe check.
It does not.
Don't pass Chugga Chugga the Orcs, bro.
No,
Absolutely
do
not.
not pass Chugga Chugga the Orcs.
All right, let's go on to Arsenal number 2.
All right, bring it on.
Username Disguise, which is like D-Skies. It's like a play on words, I guess.
Disguise.
It's like D and then the word sky.
Oh,
Okay, so we already know. We already know. That sounds like a draft Reliqa band name.
No. From deep in the subconscious.
Yes. is this drawing anything out of you or anything?
D-Skies says, the sound of a schizophrenic 12-year-old having a whispered argument between her multiple personalities as a prelude to killing her entire family, whilst her fairyland nightlight twinkled toodles and burps in the background.
Pause. I think that this
What
is
does
a
that mean?
poppy album.
Well,
That's such a great
even before you give
call.
the answer, like double points if this is a poppy album.
Damn.
double points. All right.
No,
I'll
look,
consider.
I mean,
Let's
it doesn't
see.
have to be double
No,
points or
allow
anything.
it, allow
I'm
it,
just
allow
like,
it.
that
gonna-
sounds
Let her cook.
so poppy.
It's hard to say, but look, I'll give you the option.
Yeah, give us the option.
Is this A, Cocteau Twins, Treasure? B, Fiona Apple, When the Pawn? I'm not going to say the whole name. C, Kate Bush, Never Forever? Or D, Bjork, Vespa?
Okay, so it's not poppy.
It's not Poppy,
I
but
mean,
no,
it's
Poppy's a great call.
It's a realm of pop, you know?
I mean,
No, Poppy the artist.
I thought you meant, it was a pop
oh
album.
my gosh,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
I meant like I Am Poppy, like
band
Poppy.
Poppy.
Poppy,
Yeah.
yeah.
That sounded like it could
No,
have
it's
been
not.
Poppy, but no.
That sounds like a male. What's the male gaze
Yeah,
of Poppy?
yeah.
That's what that is.
But like,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
say that like I love Poppy. Like I say that as
Yeah.
the biggest compliment because this is a trash like review. Okay, I'm actually
Maddie nods.
not that familiar with any of these. I obviously know the work of Bjork and I know the work of Fiona Apple and also Kate Bush.
Can you actually read the review one more time?
The sound of it's a really weirdly.
Yeah, it's not worded well. It's not a well written review.
But it starts saying with the sound of a schizophrenic 12-year-old having a whispered argument between her multiple personalities as a prelude to killing her entire family. I don't really get that part, but anyway. Whilst her fairyland nightlight twinkled, toodles and burps in the background.
That sounds
Like, it's
so. Like I actually feel like the artist should make this their bio. Like it's kind of
Yeah.
like
But it's like they used-
reclaim that, please.
Yeah. But like it's like the way it's worded is like fairyland nightlight is like he's literally talking about that, you know? Because it's like whilst her fairyland nightlight twinkled, toodles and burps in the background. It's like,
That is.
but then nightlights don't
Twinkle,
toodle or
My
burp.
instinct-
Yeah. Okay.
My instinct is either
Who's the first?
Cocteau Twins.
Bjork
Yeah.
or Kate Bush. I think I'm gonna say Bjork.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm actually leaning toward. That's funny. I'm leaning towards the other two. I'm leaning towards.
Well, I
Cocteau
mean, look,
Twins and
that
Fiona
might
Apple.
be because I haven't even listened to the Cocteau Twins.
I'm kind of leaning towards.
Go do
Cocteau
that.
Alright.
That's all gotta say.
I think.
I plugged the Cocteau Twins.
I'll do the little ding.
yeah, wait.
Yeah,
Ding for
yeah.
Cocteau Twin.
We'll just like retake that bit. Just like start from the start. Yeah.
I plugged the Cocteau Twins.
Oh, sorry, I hit it too early. Can you just do it?
No, I'm not doing it.
Okay, so I think. Kill family, Kate Bush. Killing whole family says Kate Bush a little bit. And
What's made me think Bjork.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bjork
Kind
was
of
killing whole
unhinged.
family.
Schizophrenic 12-year-old. That does say Bjork because that says she has
Because she has a funny voice.
because she has a weird voice because she's like not American.
Legit, like, because she, has a different accent.
Schizophrenic. Is that what you said? Was that your answer?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Bjork.
You can pick this
I'm
one
not
up.
feeling
Nah, I don't
confident
want
about
to.
this one.
Nah, I don't know. It's almost too easy. Ooh. Give me. Sorry, this is taking me so long.
Yeah, lock it in today, Junior.
All right, give me Cocteau Twins, you motherfucker.
All right, do you want to drum roll it?
Yeah, of course. Here we go.
Monique takes this one.
Oh, you're kidding.
It was Bjork's Ascertain.
Damn.
Monique goes one up.
Oh, I have this as well. Ready?
Yay.
Thank you to our studio audience.
Thank you. Thank you, all my loyal subjects.
No, thanks to D Skies.
Thanks, D Skies.
Oh, dude. That was crap.
All right, let's move right on
Dude.
to this next
Oh my
review.
God. I want to see what D Skies looks like. Oh my God.
This next user's name is Nathan 10.
Okay.
All right. Go off, Nathan.
He's going to say the N word or some shit.
No Edwards.
That's a normal name.
Although the first word in this review is redacted.
Red flag is his name is Nathan, right?
So Nathan says, redacted is Paul Simon for people who don't know any better. Their music is just so cheesy and so cripplingly safe and mainstream. There are no avenues or alleyways to get lost in, or deep revelations, or new colours and sounds. Very harsh. Is this A,
Very critical.
Elvis Costello's My Aim Is True? B, sorry, I don't know what that was.
That was your aim.
Yeah, my aim is true.
Yeah.
B,
Sorry, back yourself, man.
George Michael's Faith.
Oh, no.
C,
No, please.
Billy Joel's The Stranger.
No.
Or D, Paul Simon's Graceland.
Well, it's not Paul
Paul
Simon.
Simon wishes he was Paul Simon.
Paul Simon is Paul Simon for people who don't know any better. It could be. How do
See,
you know?
now
No,
this-
it's not.
This brings up the question to me of like the era. Like,
Yeah.
are any of these going to be an easy out because they're like younger?
Too old
Yeah,
or
like
too
too
young?
young or too old. Or no, I'd say too old because they existed
I will
before
say-
Paul Simon.
One of these is like a bit of an outlier from the rest.
In
which
terms
could
of
be a
in
clue.
terms of age? Or?
Yeah. Like not a huge difference,
Who even
but there
is
is a
that?
difference.
Who would that be? Wait, who?
Elvis Costello,
Elvis.
George Michael, Billy Joel, Paul Simon.
Who's the outlier there? They're all roughly the same.
I mean, they're all roughly the same one. One's definitely like the younger of the bunch, I suppose you can say.
Man, I
Especially
really
the-
don't want it to be fucking Faith, man. That would
Yeah.
upset
See, the
me
main
greatly
issue
if
that
they
they're
were
going
like,
for is like boring, unoriginal. Look, I also
Mainstream.
don't want
Safe
to. I
and
also don't
mainstream.
want to say Billy Joel because Billy
There's
Joel
no
is
way.
king.
Yeah,
There's
so
no
true.
way. There's no way. You're telling me he listened to scenes from an Italian restaurant and was like, it's 8 minutes, it's too
You know,
mainstream.
okay, if you had said if Nathan 10 had said that it was like a Elton John wannabe, I would have said Billy
Yeah,
Joel
sure.
hands down because Billy
Yeah,
Joel
yeah,
was
yeah,
just
but Paul Simon's such a weird
America's
pick.
answer to Elton John.
It's such a strange, like, why name drop Paul Simon? Like, who asked, you know?
I'm gonna just bite
So-
the
so
bullet
could it be
and
Paul Simon?
say because because I don't think it could be any of the other ones. I'm gonna say actually, how funny would it be if it was the Paul Simon one? I feel like there's a reason that's in there. Like that would be so funny. I think I want to say Elvis Costello, but with hilarious points to the Paul Simon answer if
Thank
it's
you.
not that.
Yeah, I think it can't be The Stranger. I think I was leaning towards Elvis Costello or Faith. I think I'm going to go Faith because that's the one I wanted to
Yeah,
be the
yeah.
least. And Nathan 10 sounds like a dick. So.
All right, give me that drum roll.
All right. I always
So we got-
forget.
It's not gonna
I
be a
keep
good
forgetting.
answer.
I keep
Elvis
forgetting.
Costello. It was Billy Joel's The Stranger.
But no,
Why?
I don't think so.
I don't reckon. You gotta, as soon as you say it can't be this person, that's who it is.
Well,
You
Paul
gotta-
Simon would have been so funny because it's like
Yeah,
Paul Simon
I just gotta put there in there to make you guys think it couldn't be, right?
This dude was like, this dude listened to Vienna and was like, it's boring.
No,
Like,
Vienna is a
like that ain't-
masterclass.
Like that ain't one of the most beautiful songs
I
ever.
love that song.
My
That's one of my favorite
Nathan
songs to
10
sing in
can-
the car.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
a great
Yeah.
song to sing.
All right, it's still 1-0, and we're gonna take a little bit of a break because we got something else we gotta do.
We have something else to do. Bet you forgot about this.
This is
the
the-
shocked
Yeah, this
Pikachu
is-
face.
This is the thing. This
I
is
love
the
the
thing.
shocked Pikachu face.
So yeah, this is the lightning round. For those who don't know what it is, including Monique, I will explain. Basically, you have a minute to answer as many questions as you possibly
I think for
can.
online, we upped it to a minute and a half.
Correct, because we feel like it would be a bit like, a bit more
Fair.
reasonable considering
Latency,
there's
et cetera.
latency and stuff
Okay.
like that. But yeah, so you've got that long to answer as many questions as you can. They're really, really silly questions. A lot of them don't have proper answers. You just have to give a answer.
Just give an answer. An answer, just please.
sorry.
Jesus.
Jesus. Fuck.
Fucking hell. Amateur hour.
And yeah, basically,
Sorry.
that's right.
Got you off guard.
But yeah, basically just to answer as many as you can. And the winner at the end of the financial year, as we've decided, gets a free plug t-shirt. Not a free shirt. I always say free shirt and then point at like the shirt I'm
Marcus
wearing.
would give a free t-shirt if we asked him to.
And yeah, we'll alternate. So Diego will ask and I'll ask.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So we're just going to alternate asking you questions. You just answer as many as you can in a minute and a half.
right.
Yep. You have to be.
And there will be very distracting music playing behind
Okay.
Yeah. Is it 23 to beat?
Are
24,
these
21?
like correct or
22?
incorrect
22 might be.
questions?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
it. Just answer them to the best of your
Sure.
ability, but also as fast
Okay,
as you
okay.
can.
Shout out to Brie Vane of the band Heterochromia.
Yeah, Brie Vane.
She's in the lead right now. so-
22. I
Wow,
think.
that's impressive.
And there's
Yeah.
only 5 more episodes after this before the end of the financial year.
wow.
So it's getting down to the wire. Anyway, let's do it. Hit the music.
All right, here we go. Distracting music coming in now. Also, just like the music's really good. So
Just shout out to the music. Anyway, this is all us by the way. Anyway, we're gonna start the timer.
Yeah.
In 3, 2, 1. Monique, PlayStation or Xbox?
PlayStation.
Toilet paper, over or under?
Over.
What is the superior citrus?
Lemon.
What is your go-to in scissors, paper, rock?
Scissors.
Favorite tap beer?
Favorite what?
Tap beer.
Furphy.
What is your favorite media to purchase music through?
Purchase? JB Hi-Fi.
Streaming included. JB Hi-Fi, nice.
Give us a thesis on the parabolic formula.
Y squared equals MX plus B.
Wow,
that was pretty
that's
good.
not bad. I'm Gone Servo. Do you want anything? I skipped one.
Yeah.
skipped a few.
Extra gum.
Extra.
Favorite Ween album?
Pass.
Yeah,
Do
fair
you
enough.
formally agree to watch all 3 Lord of the Rings extended cuts with us after the podcast? Yeah.
Fuck the Beatles?
No.
In terms of self-checkout at the shops, are you a top or a bottom?
Top.
Yeah, nice. Do you prefer music or Weird Al Yankovic?
Music.
Name your firstborn child.
Willoughby.
Whoa. How long has your most recent clap been going for?
My most recent what?
Clap.
You just cut out.
Clap. Clap. Clap.
Clap.
Clap. Clap.
5 minutes.
Now, what is your coffee order?
I don't drink coffee. Lemon ginger tea.
Nice.
Based.
Apples or Windows?
Windows. oh,
Why
I
did say
get it.
apples? So that's it.
Oh, we.
He meant to say apple.
Yeah, alphabet.
I said apples or window. Can you imagine? Apples or a window? It's a tough choice.
All right, well done,
bad.
well done. Pretty solid.
You got
I
a
don't
total
know
of
who the
17
fuck
questions. Ween, bro. Ween are the best. How does
Ween.
no one know who Ween
Everybody's
are?
I
like,
didn't say Wayne.
who?
I meant Willoughby. That's what I said.
Willoughby.
For my first
It's actually a pretty fucking sick name for a first. Like,
Hey, what
Willoughby,
is it? Oh,
do
that's
the
kind of
dishes.
sick.
Willoughby.
It's kind of sick.
And like Will for short.
That's
Never
kinda
like,
sick.
so your name's William? No, Willoughby.
Willoughby. Will. Oh, damn, not
Why is
bad.
that? What the fuck?
I'll consider Willoughby for my firstborn.
I always love how much how long is your longest clapping going for really stumps people because they're like, what do you mean? Well, because if you think about it, you never really stop
Not
clapping.
only that,
It's just a
not only
distance
that,
between
but
claps.
like, it cut out when you said that question. So I was like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about?
I think
That's why we have the extra 30
when
seconds.
you say stuff too loud online, it just cuts out to protect it. And I
Yeah.
just went clap.
We should like start just cutting out in real life as well.
Ah,
We're
that's
talking
great.
to someone, but like, how long? Like, clap.
That was a really good.
Like-
that was really good.
Anyway,
Okay,
let's
so
go back to the game.
We have a game to return to.
Yeah.
but that was pretty
That
good.
was good.
17. I think that's the best online so far.
Nice.
Maybe that might be.
Yeah, I think for sure. Yeah.
Okay. We're going into number 4. It's 1-0. Let's read it.
Two
Use,
reviews to go.
Yeah. 2 more reviews. It's anyone's game still. So
Back in it.
This one is by a user named bhanson214.
Okay. B. Hansen. What could B stand for?
Who knows? And yeah, I tried to direct this one. You might not know any of these artists, but I'm thinking Monique will probably know a lot of them. So.
Ouch.
Anyone got the instrumentals? I'd give the music an easy 4 stars. These guys jam and play well. So good fun. Okay. The Cookie Monster vocals pop up on nearly every track and limit how enjoyable this could be.
Is that what the cookies are?
If this doesn't bother you, this album is highly recommended. So it's actually a nice review, except for the fact where he just goes, the vocals are shit.
Anyway. We've been there. Like,
yeah. Is this Opeth's? Oh God, go away. Is this Opeth's Blackwater Park?
Cookie Monster?
Is this B, Gorgia from Mars to Sirius? C, Mastodon, Crack the Sky? Or D, Death, the Sound of Perseverance?
I don't know any of these.
Wow, you don't? I thought you know some of these bands.
I know Mastodon, but I've never listened to the album, and I also wouldn't call him a Cookie Monster.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is going to be a shot in the dark.
No, that's right. They're all very, like, I guess, progressive.
You know what? I'm just going to say
Mastodon.
I'm just going to say Mastodon because they're the ones I know.
Yeah, fair enough. Death are like the fucking, like technical death metal band from the 90s, yeah.
Oh, okay. Give me Death.
Okay, fair enough.
Death, please.
Give me Death, please.
As soon as you said technical from the 90s, I was like, the vocals are probably recorded badly.
Sure. Okay, hit that fucking drum roll.
Oh, yeah, fuck, I keep forgetting about this.
It was Opeth.
Opeth?
With
I thought you said
Park.
Opus.
Oh, Opeth. You said Opus.
I said Opeth.
You said Opus.
I was like, who the fuck is
You definitely
Opus?
said
I know
Opus.
Opeth.
We both had Opus.
Well, maybe I did say Opus, but I meant to say Opeth.
Are we gaslighting Josh right now?
Yeah, I'm freaking out of here. Like, did I say that? Oh, well, sorry. I should have
to be honest, it wouldn't have changed my answer. That's fine.
Yeah,
probably not. Probably not.
No, I've listened to a bit of Opeth and I disagree.
Yeah, no, fully. I would never have said Cookie Monster, but I like that. Creative.
Well, this could be possibly the lowest scoring round of Arsehole Assessment so far. Actually, sometimes it is like a bit of a soccer score, where it's like 1-0.
Oh, yeah, soccer score.
But we're going into extra time right now.
Ted Lasso tonight. Yeah.
Oh, true.
Do you guys watch Ted Lasso?
No.
Oh, it's brilliant. You got to watch it.
Maybe I should. I know. I like what's his name, Jason.
Just Jason Sudeikis. He has like bodied this role. Like, Anyway, so plug Ted Lasso. Plug Ted Lasso.
Okay. Yeah. And Playson Sudeikis.
Yeah.
Playson? Jason.
Playson.
Did you say that? No.
You say
all right. Opus? Let's go into this last one before we have to
It could be a tiebreaker. I mean, it could.
I could have to go back through the tapes to get some old fucking questions out.
That's true.
Okay. User Soundscape MN says. The singer from this band needs to get kicked out.
Ooh.
The overt, trippy nature of his vocals and abhorribly nauseating, which I don't think is a word.
Abhorribly? I know what he's getting at.
Because I like it when I copy and pasted it to Google Docs, it was like red line. It's like, did you mean adorably?
It's like a play on words, like abhorrent and horrible.
And horrible?
Yeah. I also just don't think he's smart and probably just wrote the wrong line. Anyway. His vocals are abhorribly nauseating, and in brackets, and I've heard so many other singers such vocal lines sung and written much better in the style such approach. Close bracket. And he still comes across as a dime store version of John Lennon.
Oh, that changed things.
Okay.
Is this A, Pink Floyd's The Piper at the Gates of Dawn?
Oh my God.
B, The Doors, Strange Days. C, Cream, Disraeli Gears. Or D, Tame Impala's Lonerism.
Oh, the singer needs to get fired.
Oh,
wouldn't it be funny if it
is Tame Impala because like the singer is everything.
Yeah, if the singer gets fired, there's no band.
There's no band. There's no band. Pond. You have Pond.
I kind of want to say that because I think that'd be so funny, and I can hear a very vague resemblance to John Lennon, like super vague.
Yeah, I don't know if Jim Morrison gives the same.
No, Jim Morrison's got like a way deeper.
His range is just completely different.
I don't think anyone would ever say that about Jim Morrison.
What about who the fuck is the lead singer of Cream? It's not Eric Clapton.
Yeah, I don't know about but also not John Lennon style. I don't think.
Yeah,
and also good vocals. Like all of these vocalists are good. then again, this is a Pink Floyd album that I'm not that familiar with.
It's the first one.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I know that they weren't like amazing back then.
Yeah, people look back at the album and they're like, "It's the best one."
I still love Paper the Gate. I don't think it's the best one.
You know what? I'm going to say Tame Impala because I just think that'd be so fucking funny.
Such an
You're locking in the joke answer. I respect that.
Such an outlier.
And yeah, because it's an outlier, that makes me want to go for it.
Yeah.
You can go for it as well. It would just mean you'd be down 2-1. You lose.
Diego, I reckon
Can you read the
go for
review
Pink
one more
Floyd.
time? Can you read the review one
The
more
singer
time?
of this band needs to get kicked out. The overt, trippy nature of his vocals are abhorribly nauseating. Fuck off.
Nauseating, abhorribly.
And I've heard so many other singers slash vocal lines sung and written much better in this style slash approach.
Oh yeah, it's
And he still comes across as a dime store version of John
Tame
Lennon.
Impala. Mm-hmm. I feel a lot more confident now. I don't like I it very much could not be, but like just the way that he talks about it, like it sounds like it's modern. Like
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Piper at the Gates of Dawn was like, while the Beatles.
It was like
were
80s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I mean, every band here besides Tame Impala.
Besides Tame
Yeah,
Impala,
I'm locking it in.
If he, you know,
Am I fucking with you, bro?
yeah, you might be fucking with me. This is I was gonna say maybe he is talking about Jim Morrison. He's just an idiot.
Yeah, he would be the biggest.
I mean, that's the other thing. It
yeah,
could really
yeah.
be anyone. To be honest.
Give me Piper at the Gates of Dawn. Give me
Yeah.
Pink Floyd.
I think that's a good. I'm not going to say anything else. But
The final drum roll of the episode, everyone. Who's ready? So it could be it could be a tie. It could be 1-0 or 2-0 even.
could be 2 now.
riveting.
See how we go. Let's go. Riveting stuff. Riveting. Truly.
Diego's not going to go nil for the entire
Oh,
thing. is he?
that's going to be a bad look. I came out the gates being like, I should be pretty good at this. All right, here we go.
It was Tame Impala's Lonerism.
Fuck!
Yes. Oh my! I knew it. I just knew it
Damn.
at that point. Like
Fire him.
I just read that review and thought it was so funny.
That is
I
very
loved
funny.
it.
Because I-
He's saying that
yeah,
the
I was like, the
vocalist
singer of
needs
this band is
to
get
be
kicked out. I was
fired.
like, does he know? Who's going to tell him?
He doesn't know.
The band needs to be
Who's going to tell
fucking
him?
obliterated. Oh my god, that's so.
And so, yeah, my idea was to put a bunch of people from the John Lennon era in there. So, like,
And then also Tame
Yeah,
Impala.
that's
so people would
brilliant.
look at it and go, like, no, it couldn't be. And then it was.
Yeah, that was a tough round
That
of
was.
arseholes. then,
Yeah, I
guys.
make
well
it
done.
hard. Yeah.
Hey,
Good
2-0.
game.
Yay, making Reliqa look real good right now.
And speaking of, thank you, Monique.
Thank
so
you.
much for coming on the
It's so
podcast.
fun.
No, it's all right. Thank you for having fun with us. The way we like to do this little outro part.
Uh-huh.
Do you have the music, right?
Yeah, it's here.
So we like to leave the listeners with the guest, giving them a wise word of wisdom, a WWW, and then we dance. Then we dance in our seats.
So your job is to give a wise word of wisdom. I will press play on some music and we will dance in our seats. You can stand up if you want. I don't know.
I'm sitting.
I'm sitting.
I'm lazy.
A wise word of wisdom.
That's right. Put you on the spot. A lot of people.
It's a tough one.
I think that my go-to here is don't take yourself too seriously. Be good to laugh at
Great.
yourself every now and
Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot. And now we dance.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to this week's episode of the Plug Podcast featuring Monique Pym of the band Reliqa, where she was plugging Deadlights' Uncanny Valley. What a great listen, what a weird, fun, metal, whatever you want to call it, album. Who cares? Genre's a lie. Of course, thank you to ProPodcast Production for letting us use their space, and a lovely producer. Check out their Instagram at ProPodcast_. And while you're there, check out our Instagram at itstheplug._ at itstheplug._ Check out our TikTok at PlugTalk_ with the O's 0. Check out our YouTube if you're not doing that right now. Check out the Facebook group, of course. And while you're at it, check out the Patreon for a few cheeky episodes of the post show that are up right now. When I say a few, I mean quite a few. There's a lot of content in there for you to check out, so go ahead and subscribe if you like this sort of nonsense that I am speaking right now. We'll see you next week, and then we'll see you the week after that, and hey, maybe even the week after that. Bye.